Good morning, Baltimore. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Baltimore, the special delivery. I am your host, Hanna. We'd like to thank all of our listeners online on WOLBbaltimore.com and those on Facebook and Twitter. Remember that WOLB Baltimore streams live at WOLBbaltimore.com. So we're here with the first episode of the special delivery, so we'd like for people to call into the line at 410-481-1010. So why special delivery? Well, I wanted to bring you a fresh perspective on politics and totally engage the entire community. Now, it's no secret that I'm running for state senator in the 41st Legislative District. So this show will also be a way for me to engage the constituency and begin to address your issues and concerns. With that said, we have a jam-packed show for you today. So welcome to the show, Delegate Carter.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for inviting me to join in your first show.
Yes.
I appreciate that, and first of all, condolences to the Chiwingo family. On this issue, actually, is very significant, because even prior to Christopher's Law, several years ago, I sponsored legislation that would mandate independent trial boards for the Baltimore Police Department. In the course of that research to prepare for that legislation, I discovered that Baltimore City is the only jurisdiction in the state of Maryland, and one of the only in the country, that does not bring in independent officers or retired officers or any kind of independent body to review the cases. And so it was brought to my attention initially because black police officers were complaining that there was disparate treatment within the administration, within those boards. But what was interesting is that the black police officers and their union and others came to me with the issue and asked me to help them with it, but then when it came time for the hearings, they were afraid, because there's a penalty for speaking out and complaining about the police force or anything, really. Anybody that speaks out and tells the truth, there's always going to be repercussions. And so that's one issue, even in addition to and prior to Christopher's Law, that I think we have to continue to push. And then Christopher's Law, I don't know how much time I have, I'll just explain that the concept of it is really, we need to change the culture of policing. The culture of policing that winds up having Trayvon Martin's, Christopher Brown's, and every 28 hours in America, a black man, woman, or child is killed by law enforcement or someone acting under the auspices of law enforcement. In the case of your relative, what should happen is, well, first of all, I do think that, sometimes we pick and choose what families or what situations we care about. I'm pretty sure that they would, to the extent that the mayor or the commissioner is going to come to you, they probably want to come to you with some answers. I think it's probably pretty difficult to do that right now, because from my understanding, the officers that were in pursuit were told to stop. They were told to cease and desist. And from the information we have, they disobeyed that order. And so there's a lot of explaining to do, we should say. But I think that what must happen politically is we must make sure that we don't have the state's attorney's office so in cahoots and collusion with the police department that we can't get fairness in terms of what cases are prosecuted and what cases are not. So with that, I'll stop now, but I thank you for the opportunity, and I do want to talk more about encouraging people to help support some of this legislation in Annapolis this session.
To any type of legislation that you're working on now for the upcoming session.
Thank you. And, we don't probably have enough time for that. I think when you talk about issues of policing, particularly in Baltimore,
yes,
I don't think you should plan to have any other subject, okay? Because we could go all week
right
on this.
You're
This is not new. Baltimore has had a long history of unfair, racist, and Gestapo police tactics, and this is not an indictment on the good police officers. It's an indictment on the leadership, the political leadership. The mayor essentially sets the policy, and I know there are those that disagree, but the mayor hires the police commissioner, so the police commissioner is following the mayor's directive. And so if the mayor's head is right, then the police commissioner is going to act right, and the policies are going to be right. So I know that there's been some recent lip service given to, we're against mass incarceration now that from 1999 to 2006, 750,000 people were arrested, 1/3 to 1/2 of them illegally. So it's kind of water under the bridge. The damages have been done, but it's nice that we're at least, giving lip service to the right thing. Legislatively, yes. What I'd like to see and what we have to have, it's not what I'd like to see. What must happen is we have to move beyond words, people. We have to stop just complaining And my heart goes out, but it's been going out for a very long time to people.
Angel was a very good person. Angel was a family person. Angel was a working woman. Angel was incredible. I don't know what to say. She got so many good stuff. She can go bottom, she will accept it. She can go top, she will accept it. She don't have no problem to adjust herself. She can go to any level, she will take it. That's the kind of person she was.
How old was Angel?
46.
Here as well. And this is an ongoing theme, it seems, in Baltimore. And I can tell you, this, the way that this came together today was not even planned, because but it's ironic because we're now seeing multiple families and multiple lives that are being lost, and in all of these cases, all these people look like us.